Good day, gentlemen. How are we doing? It's almost 8 o'clock, and we got a lot of skins that are going to become marketable when the Rust All rotates. So at the moment, it is still Valentine's, of course. But what could we potentially see appearing today? That's going to be a fun mystery to find out, isn't it? But first of all, let's talk about the garage door that came out last night. How's that holding up? Well, it's got over 2,000 requests to buy, but the bulk of the buy orders not close to $3. As you can see, we have that very silly buy order from last night that still remains, but the bulk of the buy orders do stick around $1.50, up to about $1.50, and then you've got a little bit more creeping all the way up to about $2. You got this guy at $2.26, but yeah, this is the unfortunate fate with garage door skins. We've had too many in such a short amount of time, and there's a very, very likely chance that this isn't going to be succeeding in the short term. Now, in the long term, yeah, I think it's got a pretty decent future in the long term, but yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if we see some more garage door skins appearing quite soon, and yeah, it's a bit awkward. So at the moment, I'm not going to be buying any of these. I've got a solid buy order down just below $2, and I'm happy with that. So with that out of the way, let's now start quickly discussing all of the skins that are going to appear on the Steam market when the Rust All rotates. So we got Heart Rug, Kiss AR, Love Struck Tier 2, we've got the MP5, the LR, the SAP, and the Chocolate Box. Last night, I of course did a video, my abnormal buy orders. If you aren't aware, during this video, I also talk about prices that we should consider for the skins tomorrow. So a lot of people already well aware of what I've suggested, but I'll go through it all again. So based on the Heart Rug, there is a pretty solid chance that we have over 40,000 of them in circulation. Remember, SMM cannot track every single account. So there's a solid chance we have over 40,000 in circulation, and that's a big problem. Why? Well, we've completely lapped the recent highest selling rug. So good 6 months ago, we had the Rug from Hell. Loads of people liked it a lot. Well, you know, that sold only 28,600. This has sold 40,000. And yes, you might sit there and say, oh, but it's a heart-shaped rug. Isn't that funny? Okay, that's fine, but I think far too many people have bought this with the pure intent to sell. And remember my talk about demand versus quantity. If there's too much quantity, you're going to see that being thrown onto the Steam market like crazy. There's going to be tons of quantity in the Steam market, tons of quantity in third-party sites, and it's going to struggle to get anywhere. You know, it's going to struggle to go up in price. But if we don't see any rug skins appearing during this year, there's a solid chance it actually will flourish regardless. So what do I mean by that? Well, gentlemen, we don't see many rug skins appear every year. On average, it seems to be about 2 a year. It seems to be about 2 a year. If there's a collection, then you might see more. But yeah, 2 a year seems to be the happy ground. You know, that seems to be what we would expect. So with no new rugs appearing, this has a pretty decent chance of progressing very nicely. Now, what about in the long term? I think it'll do quite all right in the long term. Remember, you can cover your base in this. You can put it all over inside your base. It's a rug. So that right there looks appealing, looks like it's going to be perfectly fine, in a sense that by the end of this year, I'm probably only going to want to do $1, because I feel like in the short term, we're going to probably be swamped with them. And we've recently seen a problem with the likes of the amount that's sold for comics, for example. Well, quite conveniently, I already have this. So if we just go take a look at, remember, how many comics did we have? 41,800 sales on the hoodie and just about 40,000 sales on the pants. How much quantity do we have in the Steam market now? It's gone back down again. So last night, someone listed over 1,000 of them. Yeah, maybe this is because they're anticipating the potential arrival of another comics skin to appear today. So that's probably an answer. But yeah, if you watched that video from last night, we saw over 1,500 last night. But anyway, back to the Heart Rug. I think $1 seems to be its safe spot. You might buy a lot of them around $1, but I still think towards the end of this year, yes, I'm talking in another 10 months' time, that will be going up in price quite comfortably. Maybe for a nice high point in the summer. Last year, we had a bit of a nice rise in August, September. So maybe this will flourish a little bit then. But remember, if we don't see any rug skins, everything should be all right. But if we do see quite a lot of rug skins being accepted this year, that's not so special anymore, and that will struggle. So $1 seems to be my answer for this. Now, for all of the weapons, You can just play it safe and do 70 cents to 90 cents buy order. Sap skins tend to hold their value quite nicely, so I think you could probably push up to about maybe $1.10, maybe $1.20. Sap skins don't really struggle too bad compared to like the MP5, LR, and AK, but they don't really go up in price that much either. Even during these recent good times, they never really, the most recent ones never really did that like crazy. Like they only went up by like 10%. Yeah, not so good basically, but you know, it's still a decent profit to be made if it's appealing to you. But if that doesn't sound very good, maybe just avoid it. Maybe just avoid it. But yeah, the reason why we do 70 cents to 90 cents is because at the worst, you could just turn it into metal and sell the metal and you'd still make a profit. So yeah, but this Kiss AR, it is special in the sense that, take a look at it. It's bright, it's pink, it's silly, it's colourful. We've seen some AKs like this do quite well in the future, but with this only just coming out and we've got 30,000 sales now. Yep, 30,000 sales now. This is probably going to be struggling, and it's not too hard to understand why. I wouldn't be surprised if we see a new AK within the next 2 rotations. There could be another AK today. I wouldn't be surprised in the slightest. On average, you would expect an AK skin to be accepted every 2 weeks. So 1 week yes, 1 week no. 1 week yes, 1 week no. We had 27 accepted last year, for example. So yes, this does stand out very nice and brightly compared to all of the other ones, but with the amount that have sold, it's probably going to struggle initially. But as time goes on, will it do nicer then? I think it would, yes. But I wouldn't be surprised in the slightest if this sells below $1.50 after a week or so. 132, 115, 110, 119, 109, 107. This is being pumped. We shouldn't count this one. 128, 127, 185. Yeah, they all struggle because there's always another AK that's going to come out. And that's the unfortunate expectation. So, yeah. You could probably put down a stronger buy order if you genuinely have a lot of faith that this is going to do well in the future, but it's only going to do well in the future. We're going to start seeing prices going down soon, and you have to be prepared for that. Because once prices go down, if you think this holds up quite nicely over the course of the next week or two, you wait until we enter the bad times. So let's see, let's find out. But if you feel strongly that this is going to do well in the future, why not offer a slightly stronger buy order? But with the MP5 and the LR, 70 cents, 90 cents, there's nothing that's going to save these. MP5 is out of favour, and LR just, yeah, exact same, out of favour. People just don't care enough to use them that much. Low gun demand is the problem. And then we've got the Tier 2. Tier 2, with its current position, with the amount of sales that we see, it is looking like this kilt is matching up very nicely in terms of sales with the hoodie and the pants. Right now, if you had to buy something, the kilt would probably be a perfectly fine thing to buy. It looks like it hasn't sold a stupid amount. It looks like it's perfectly in line with the likes of the hoodie and the pants. So from here on now, as time progresses, if this collection does well, that kilt's going to do very nicely. It looks like it's the lowest selling skin, which is fine. In terms of the core pieces, I'm talking Tier 3, Tier 2, and hoodie and pants. But the only part of Tier 2 that matters most is the kilt, because you pair that up with the Tier 3 armour. So this is looking like it could progress very nicely if the whole collection progresses very nicely. You need to wait and see if a streamer uses the full pink set, if a YouTuber uses the full pink set. We don't know. But if it gets popular, if it turns into a real jokey set, this could do very nicely in the future. You just don't know. Because it's not exactly good camouflage, is it? Unless we have a new pink environment or something, I don't know. But yeah, you get the idea. Because this is matched up very nicely with the likes of hoodie and pants. These had just under 22,000 sales. This has just over 20,000 sales. It's looking quite appealing. And then, if the collection as a whole does do very well, the vest and the coffee can look like they might do quite alright as well. So yeah, if you look at the likes of Blackout and Forest Raiders, you'll see that these two pieces, because they have the lowest sales overall, they are some of the most expensive pieces as well, because people want a full collection, and because these two also have the lowest things, you get the idea. So that's a whole nother thing to learn about, but that's not something we could rely upon. The kilt looks appealing. If you want to buy some right now, go right ahead. But I do think at some point this will be going below its Rustore price at some point. Maybe not too low, but I think with a solid 85 cents buy order, I think I'll be fine. I think that I'll be successful with an 85 cents buy order. And I'd get it cheaper than 99 cents. Ta-da! So yeah, that is everything. Oh, no, we haven't got the small box. Yes, small chocolate box. Small box skins tend to do very nicely. They don't really go down in price that much. They don't really go up in price too crazy. But when we hit post-Christmas times, they do very nicely. Well, just a good month ago, all of these skins were in the positive. But as I said, we're slightly treading into the bad times. We're starting to see prices go down. Not all of them are in the positive anymore. But will this bounce back up very nicely in the future? It only had 11,000 sales. This is very bright. It's very pink. I think a lot of people would like it in terms of like a jokey skin. It's very noticeable as well. I think this would do quite nicely. If you wanted to put your money away, as in, if you just wanted to put money away to save like your money, like a bond and whatnot, this probably wouldn't be a bad shout. If you then had to sell these, in 10 months' time for post-Christmas, you very likely will see this go in the positive. It doesn't have that high of a sales. It doesn't look like people bought tons of them in excess. This looks like a perfectly fine thing if you just wanted to put your money away. But I still think, as a whole, with all of these Valentine skins, I've seen all of last year's Valentines. I expect all of these Valentine skins at some point during this year, they will all be below their rust or price at some point. They will all be in the red slightly at some point. That is to be expected. But will they all bounce back up next year? I'm pretty confident of that. I'm pretty confident. Maybe not the AK, the MP5 and the LR. Maybe not the Sapiva. Yeah, in fact, all of the weapons. AK is actually a possible good maybe as well. So this is looking to be okay, but I think buy orders are the way to go. So yeah, that is my answer for this week. Now we're going to go talk about what buy order would you want to do for this small box. I think $1 is totally safe. You could probably push it up to about $1.20. You could do 90 cents to $1.20. I think that would be perfectly fine. Yep, that's it. Now we're going to talk about what we could potentially see today. We could potentially see the likes of Comics Collection. Comics Collection has the jacket and boots and gloves that are in contention. We could see that. If they get accepted, will we see a jump in demand? Possibly. It's not a core piece, but people seeing that being accepted would get in the groove that, right, this is very likely going to become a full collection because Face Punch likes it. I think the jacket would have more of an impact. Then we have the likes of Cybercode. We have Cybercode Tier 3 and Hoodie and Pants in contention today. We also have Apostate still, I reckon. Because we had Lunar New Year week and Valentine's, Apostate Tier 3 still has a decent chance of potentially being accepted. But if we don't see it today, I'm going to kind of accept that it's probably not happening. We also have Pizza, Boonie Hat and boots potentially today. If we do see that, maybe the hide clothing will bounce back up. Unfortunately, had loads of people dumping a lot of stock onto the Steam market immediately when they had the opportunity to, which then killed the price, unfortunately. But if we do see the Pizza Boonie and the Pizza Hide boots, wouldn't be surprised if this all bounces back up again. You remember what happened to these two when this appeared? I'm sure you do. Right, Frog cosplay. Could we potentially see the Frog cosplay stuff still appear? Milio doesn't have a tempered skin out this week, so there's still a decent chance we could see that Frog cosplay stuff appear. We have Elite Crate Tier 2 still potentially as a candidate. If that does happen, wouldn't be surprised in the slightest if this goes crazy. That's $2, this is $2, let's see what happens. And then all we've got to do is just kind of sit and wait, Just sit here, keep refreshing, and you never know. What do you reckon will be accepted today? What are you looking forward to, chat? What do you reckon will be accepted today? Seems my chat's going a bit weird. Pizza? Yes, we love pizza. Yep, and I got all my links nice and ready just in case. So there's one extra thing that I want to talk about. It's the player count. Player count isn't so strong. We are starting to see the trend where the player count's going to start going down and down and down. But 90,000 average players for this month so far, that's not bad. That's great. That's great. It's a lot better than the previous months we've seen over the past 12 months. But yeah, it's not as good as last month. And last month was great. So be prepared and keep an eye out for the prices of skins. It might be a point now where we really do need to consider selling our skins because prices are probably going to start going down now. Okay, and then one quick look at the trophy. Has anybody bought the Twitch Rivals trophy this week? Nope, good to see. No one's bought a trophy since February 9, so don't buy the trophy. You don't need it. we're very likely going to be giving them for free again. And with that, people, it's a case of a waiting game. What's going to happen? Let's see. Let's skip ahead. Right, I have just been told that we have a rotation, so let's just hop out of this giveaway, take a look at this, and what do we see? The locker! Dungeon continued. No clothing and armour. No, don't tell me they accepted this. No! It's another 80k as well, that's the They actually accepted it. I'm not surprised by that. That looked cool. Nice to see that. Why? Right. We got some buy orders to do. So chat, YouTube, we're going to skip ahead and we'll see what happens. We'll talk about the buy order support there. So, alright then people. Hello, how are we doing? It has been about almost 50 minutes because I decided, you know what? Let's just take a bit of a breather and then we'll take a look at everything because then we get to see a bit more data, a bit more information. So, refresh. Here we are. There's the new skins. Let's go quickly find out what is and isn't abnormal. A lovely batch of strange skins. Not a single clothing and armor piece this week. Again, this is abnormal. This is abnormal. This is abnormal. This isn't abnormal. This is abnormal. Oh, that really is abnormal, that one. Yep, this is abnormal. This isn't abnormal. This isn't abnormal. Yeah, so the gold garage door, $5. Oh, dear. Loads of people are going to be requesting that from my stream. Oh, now he hasn't got any clothes on either. Oh, dear. Dungeon collection continues. Control panel looked awesome. Very happy to see that being accepted. $3.49. Oof. And this very cool looking door, sheet metal door. This is a cool looking door. You did a cool job with this. And then, yeah, so let's just quickly go find out who made what and how long ago was it submitted. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So this came out last week, so that's a typical pick. That's a typical pick along with the pickaxe. Typical pick, typical pick, typical pick, typical pick. This is a old pick. Yeah, 23rd. Actually, is that going even further beyond? Yeah, that's a very old pick. Yep. Extra late, extra late pick. So, cool. That's it. So, everything was typical except the furnace. So, let's now talk about the skins. First of all, no comic skin, no cybercode skin, no apostate, no pizza, no frog, no elite crate, nothing. I don't know what they have against clothing and armor. More specifically, why do they... It's weird. We used to see like a tier 2 piece, a tier 3 piece, and hoodie and pants being accepted every single week. At least one of them would be accepted every week. And now it's incredibly lucky to even see one of them every 3 weeks or even a month. It's so weird. Things have changed, and I don't think I like it. So unfortunately, we're going to close this. Close that too. Right. Now we're going to talk about all the new skins. So, of course, we have all of these here. And we need to figure out, okay, will there be an impact? Will there be interesting things that we can figure out that might potentially make some good profits? So let's go ahead and do that. Let's go refresh here. And come on, show me what you got. Da-da. There we are. Perfect. Right. So all of these skins have become marketable now. In fact, actually, we should go ahead and take a look at all of the prices. So let's just... So, Heart Rug. Heart Rug has almost 3,000 requests to buy. That is ridiculous. But when you see down here, right down here, you've got that 1,450 request. Yeah, that's our buy order bot friend. He has been attacking every single thing during abnormals every single week. Very surprised to see he was very quick to jump in and attack this when, of course, it's random for a regular Rustle rotation. We do not know. We do not know when a Rustle rotation is going to happen. We know when abnormals are going to happen, so I fully expect buy order bots to appear, but still, he jumped in and he did a ridiculous buy order. But, you know, you get the idea. That's just how it is. Right, so, gentlemen, the bulk of the buy orders are below $1. Then you've got a big fat batch slightly above $1, and then it goes all the way up to $1.32. That $1.32 is me. Because the account that's doing that is almost exhausted. And, well, I don't care about it. It can make all the purchases it wants. and I'll be happy. And as I said, I truly believe in the long term this heart rug will do quite nicely, because I do not expect many rug skins to appear in the future. I feel like by the end of 2023, this will probably be double the price it is, maybe more, because people will really get a laugh out of putting this all over their base. Will I be wrong? Probably. I don't know. I'll find out. I like finding out. If I'm wrong, I learn something. If I'm right, do I learn something? I don't know. But yeah, heart rug. Seems like it's got a pretty cool exploitable future. Let's see what happens. And when I say exploitable, I mean you can use it for a lot of jokes all around your base and whatnot. Now we have the likes of the Lovestruck roadside pants, and, well, we got buy orders going all the way up to $1. Quite a surprise to see. Bulk of the buy orders seems to be right here. We got that. I'm not sure if this is a real buy order or the buy order bot, but it's probably the buy order bot. With a 72-cent buy order right there. Now, this seems to be the main position, 70 cents to 80 cents. Will this potentially go below its rust price at some point in the future? I wouldn't be surprised, but how low will it go? With all of that support right there, it looks like it's going to take its time. But as time goes on, I think it's going to be slightly below its rust price, but as time goes on for the collection, will Lovestruck become something that everybody wants to use? I don't know. But if loads of people gradually start to use it here and there, it will gradually increase in price. So keep an eye on this. It's going to be a bit of a slow burn, but in the short term, I don't think it's going to budge that much. But as we slowly plod along, at the very least for Valentine's next year, if we do get those gloves and boots, then yeah, that will bounce up very nicely. But will it behave like the chest plate and the face mask, which went down to about 70 cents last year throughout most of the year? We shall see. But that fate's probably more likely to affect the likes of Lovestruck, vest and coffee can, because people care more about the likes of the tier 3. For the ideal, very best loadout, tier 3 is needed. So, Lumen Rust, we'll talk about that in a bit. Questions later. With what we have here, it's pretty much the exact same thing, but most of the buy orders on these are cheaper, and I'm not surprised, because I did point out the kilt is usually always more in demand and usually gets most of the attention compared to the likes of the vest and the coffee can. So, yep, it's pretty much the exact same, but just slightly cheaper compared to the kilt. Then we have all of the other skins. So this is the small box. Small box currently with buy orders going up to about $1.20. This sold for, what was it? Was this a $1.99 skin? Oh my, I've already forgotten. But you know what? I can just quickly go over to here. And it was a $1.49 skin. So to get buy orders going all the way up to $1.20, perfectly reasonably fine for this. Again, we have our random 220 buy order there at 84 cents. Guys, at its worst, it'll probably get down to about $1. But when times are good, don't forget what happened literally just a month ago. All small boxes were in the positive. This will be one of them again at some point in the future. For now, it'll probably hold its price for a while, but as we gradually get towards bad times, this will struggle for a bit, and it will go below its rust price at some point. But then after that, it'll probably sit back up at around $1.50, and towards the very end of this year, it'll probably be $3. You never know. Who wants a bright pink small box in their base? I'm pretty sure some people probably would. Will you be my Valentine's? Don't eat the milk chocolate. I like that. It's the best. It's mine. You can't have that. Right. So, yeah. Bulk of the buy orders seems to be around $1. So, yeah. As in below $1. And then you got a few coming all the way up to about $1.20. Because remember, you could always just do a strong buy order instead of buying them from the Rust store. Now we have this AK. This AK, didn't say Kiss AK, I said this AK. Yes, this AK. I don't know. Because I made a joke earlier saying, we'll probably get another AK today, won't we? Lo and behold, that actually happened. So, yeah. Oh dear. Yeah, bulk to buy orders sitting below $1 because people know how this routine plays out. There's always another new AK and people aren't loyal to their AKs, so they're very likely going to dump this and move on to the next one. And have you seen the next one? Oh, we'll take a look at that in a minute. I mean, I made a bit of a fuss about it the very second I saw it, didn't I? But yeah, Kiss AK, you're bright, you're pink, and you're pretty wacky, but it probably won't really last because we just got a very silly wacky skin, a new wacky AK skin, so Yeah, this is probably going to go all the way down to about just above $1, as expected. But that's just usually how it all plays out, isn't it? So, moving on to the next one, we have the likes of the lovely LR300. Very nice, but the likelihood for this is exactly the same. People just don't really care about using the LR that much, and therefore the demand to use skins is low, and therefore the prices usually go very low. So people have learned from this, and they don't really want to invest into it that much. Low buy order requests, and prices aren't that high. It's not the best, is it? So people don't care as much. It's unfortunate, but that's just the way it is. Now we have the likes of the MP5. Ever since the recoil update, people have not cared about using MP5s as much as they used to, and of course, these prices reflect that, because all MP5 skins at the moment are struggling because people don't really want to use the MP5. People don't really need to use skins. Therefore, skin value is so. Yeah, pretty much all of it's below $1. That's just the way it is. And then we have the SAP. SAP was a weird one. I'm not 100% sure how SAPs really work out, but we do see a bunch of buy orders here going above $1. So yeah, I think people probably get the idea that this Infinity Love SAP probably will do quite all right, or better than the other weapon skins that we just showed you there. But remember, SAP skins don't really go up in price that much. They hold value quite okay, but yeah. So this future is a bit meh. Pretty much all the weapons, unfortunately, are going to be a bit meh. Kiss AK might double up at some point in the future. I do get the feeling people will use this, but we shall see. Because we did see a new AK today, and that is the Pug AK. And have you seen it? Oh my god. So we've got the Good Boy AR. It's a $3 skin, and yeah. Guess you might want to play with that trigger a lot then. Oh god. Right, well, basically we just got a very jokey AK-47 skin here, made by Victor Trigger. I believe that's... Is it your first skin to be accepted? No, it's not. No, it's not. You've been around for a while. So, I mean, what a great way to return. I get the feeling a lot of people will want to use it purely for the joke of it, but I just don't see people really caring enough about it if another new funny thing comes out. We literally just had the pink AK, and now we got this, and it's like, yeah. I can see it selling quite well, but I can see people really giving up on it pretty quickly afterwards as well. So it's a funny AK. Maybe some people try and big it up and say, haha, funny AK, let's all buy it. Things like that have happened before, but I don't. It's abnormal. I don't need to rush into buying it. Ta-da! Yeah. Well, it's an AK. It's another AK. And we already showed you earlier. AK skins just aren't reliable investments. This might look funny. It might have a great big joke right in front of you, but the fact is, it's just, yeah. And don't be fooled. This only literally just came out. It's not actually worth $6.70. Give it a week or two. It'll probably end up like these as well. So, yeah. Dead Souls AK has been pumped up, so don't worry about that one either. Good Boy AK, whilst you are very funny, I just don't think it's going to be sticking around for that much longer in terms of people caring enough about wanting to use it all the time. So we'll see. But yeah, I jumped the gun there. I wanted to talk about the AK first because we're joking about it so much in the chat right here. So with that, let's put that out of the way. Let's now talk about that control panel locker. This right here looks really cool. Like, the whole theme of it, awesome. I'm sure a lot of people would like to roleplay having the old computers in their base and whatnot. And chat did remind me that we have like a computing update coming up with the drones and the turrets and whatnot. Pretty fitting, I believe. That looks pretty cool. You know, old dated computing equipment for Rust. Just as we get some technological advancements into Rust and whatnot. So yeah, I mean, it's an awesome looking skin. Probably the most creative locker skin we're ever going to see. I mean, I dare you skin creators to try and do better. But that right there, Jessin, you did a no, Cubist, sorry about that. I'm sorry. Cubist, you did a fantastic job with this. It's very good to see. And it's a $3.49 skin. We literally only just had a locker skin accepted though quite recently, didn't we? We had the lunar locker rabbit, the rabbit locker. Now that looked really cool as well, and this looks really cool as well. That sold for $2.49. This is selling for $3.49. And did you remember when we looked at this and I said, you know what, guys? The only concern I have for this skin is if we randomly see tons of locker skins being accepted this year. Literally a month later, we see another one being accepted. Now, I'm not going to sit here and say, oh no, this spells disaster. You never know. These might literally be the only 2 locker skins that we get accepted this year. I get the feeling this just happened to be submitted just at the perfect time of when the new when this new update is about to come out. So Facepunch devs probably looked at that and thought, you know what? That's perfect. Perfectly good for our upcoming update. So kind of surprised they accepted it right now. They could have easily waited and did it on the wipe day, but hey, I'm not complaining. That's a cool looking locker skin. It's abnormal. I don't feel the need to rush into buying it, but in the long term, will that do greatly? With its $3.49 pricing, that ain't cheap, is it? That might push away a load of people that might want to buy it with the pure intent to sell. I'm talking people that are going to buy 100 of them. Because it's $3.49, they might only want to buy 20 of them. So it might not get too many excess purchases. We shall see. But with the looks of it, it's a big positive there. I think that looks amazing. And I think as time goes on, it will do very nicely. But the main reason why locker skins were so pricey before is because we did not see any locker skins for such a long time. And technically speaking, within the past, I'd say, you could probably say 8 months, we've seen four locker skins. So we went 2 years without one, and then within 8 months, we've seen 4. Do you reckon it's going to be a bit of a problem from here on now? Or do you reckon it's going to be perfectly fine? We don't get that many locker skins still. You know, it's not like sheet metal doors last year where we got one accepted every other week. And AKs where we get one accepted every other week still. I think it's going to be doing all right. But right now I don't want to jump in and buy it. I want to wait. I want to see how many sell, and then I want to make a decision. You know how I'm like. I like to play it safe. But at the moment, let's just wait and see how many sell. We'll do our buy orders, and then on Thursday we'll make the decision whether or not to buy them. That's usually the best thing to do, if you want to play it safe. All right, so we'll put that aside, and now I'll take a look at the sheet metal door. Now, I was mentioning this quite a lot. I honestly was expecting a sheet metal door to be accepted for quite some time, because I think this is only the second one this year. Yep. Last year, we kept seeing sheet metal doors like crazy, but so far this year, we've only had 2. 7 rust door rotations in, we've only had 2 accepted, which is okay, but as you can see right here, last year we had 25 throughout the whole year. Oh my. So maybe Facepunch don't want to accept so many of these so much anymore, which is fine. The less we see, the better. You usually see much better improvements with pricings and whatnot, more room to grow if there's no competition. Unfortunately, Volcano Door hasn't fared very well. We were expecting more Volcano skins, but that's kind of struggled. This right here, could it become a new collection? Because this looks really nice. Wildcat, you've done a really nice job of this. Could you turn that into an armoured door? I'm pretty sure you can. Could you turn it into a double sheet metal door? I'm pretty sure you can. Could you turn it into a rug? I'm pretty sure you can. Could you turn this into a deployable collection? I'm pretty sure you can. And that very likely will happen. It's cool. I don't think it's going to sell the best out of the week, but we shall see. You know, it's only just been about an hour now. So as of now, it's only just been an hour. We could refresh real quickly. It's had over 1,000 sales already. That's cool. Yep, things have shifted slightly. But as of now, let's just wait it out. This is also abnormal, so we don't need to rush into buying it. Sheet metal doors last year did not do very nicely. It's still the early part of 2023. Well, you never know. We might end up seeing maybe another 50. No, I'm joking. Maybe another 20 sheet metal door skins being accepted this year. And that will spell disaster for that. So let's just approach this safely. We don't need to rush. We can take our time. And now we're going to move on to minted gold garage door. What did I say earlier? I worry over the fact that we are seeing far too many garage doors being accepted this year. And what happens? Another one appears at $4.49. Oh, I thought it was $5. Okay, right. See, my chat's making me buy tons of these because I have a 100,000 channel points reward. And, well, you got to strike when they're expensive. I hate you, chat, so much. So, this has had an impact. This is a continuation of a collection, a Deployable collection. And let me tell you, this was selling for like $1.50 a few days ago. This was selling for like $9 a few days ago. Now that this has appeared, this is going up in price. This is going up in price. And as we can see in the front page of the Steam marketplace, they're on the front page. Well, okay, the Armour Door. No, it is Armour Door and this. So yeah, they are on the front page because everybody started to buy them out. That Armour Door probably will be going up in price nicely now, because if we do see some more minted gold skins being accepted, it's only going to keep going up and up and up and up and up and up. Yep, I kept track of this earlier. So this jumped up to, what price is it now? $15. It might go up even further. There wasn't that many on the Steam market. In fact, how many got bought earlier? Because if loads of them were bought, you would expect them to be relisted at some point in the future. So let's just go over to here. We saw 11 get bought, and I've actually managed to buy some in the past. Cool. 11 large boxes got accepted, bought, and 16 armoured doors. So will that trend keep going up, or was it just the initial demand spike? We shall see. So what's going to happen with this? Do you remember what happened with the tempered large box? So with tempered collection, we already had the sheet metal door, and we already had the garage door, and then the large box appeared. The large box caused the first two skins to spike up in value and demand. But what happened to the large box? The large box ended up selling like 38,000 sales. And then whenever we saw another skin appear after that, it only slightly jumped, and then it went back down to its the price it was before. Be cautious. It's $4.49, but it still could have a load of sales. And the point I was trying to make was over here, we had the large box accepted at the very beginning of this year, 39,000 sales almost. When it appeared, the earlier skins, so the earlier deployable skins, jumped up in price. They spiked up. They had a jump in demand, and the price went up because of it. This was like, what, $5-6 before that? It shot up to about $12. This was about $10 before that, shot up to about $18. Now, of course, they've started to go down because we're expecting prices to go down now. But ever since this came out, had a ridiculous amount of sales. It was struggling for a while, and it was noticeably having problems, because right now, for example, there's 311 of them on the Steam market. There's too many that were bought in excess. When this appeared, this went up in price a little bit, but then it went back down to where it was originally. When we're going through the bad times, I worry about these two a lot, because unless we see a nice significant jump up in demand with new tempered deployable skins, these are going to struggle during the bad times. These aren't, because they sold a respectable amount, 14,500, 17,400, but these two sold over 30,000. That's a problem. So if this garage door sells a reasonable amount, it's going to be okay. Oh, we've been going back and forth with these two, haven't we? So yeah, it's going to be okay if it doesn't sell that much. It's also abnormal. I don't need to rush into buying it. I'd rather wait and see how many it sells, then make a decision. This does not glow, yet it's made out of pure gold. So this collection could continue. Do you honestly think it's going to stop here? Mr. Tricks did take a long wait. He had a... Let's reiterate this. This came out... when did that come out? Oh. See, here's the problem. I've got to remember the format. Didn't this come out in September? Yes, it did. So this came out in September, and this came out in November. So there was like a 3-month wait for this to appear. I wouldn't be surprised if we do see some more minted gold skins being made, but you never know. Tricks might just take his time making them. That very likely could happen. But where does he go from here? Do we see a sheet metal door? Do we see some double doors? I don't know. What would you like to see? A minted gold furnace? Yes, that's what we want. Minted gold chair? Minted gold chair, Tricks. I want to see a minted gold chair, because that at least sounds cool. And yeah, you get to joke about how you have a throne. It's right there, and it's right there. It's right there, Tricks. Minted gold chair. That's what we want. We have not seen a chair skin since 2018. There you go. It's right there and available to you. Just make it. Right. Dungeon furnace. So what we saw here, having an impact on the pre-existing minted gold skins, we saw the same here. So if you can remember, we've had the likes of the Dungeon Armoured Door appearing this year, and we have the Dungeon Garage Door. When this appeared, what did we see happen? The Dungeon Garage Door was bought out. So let's just refresh again, see if it changes. No. Yeah, this has been bought out. Not bought out crazily, but yeah, this did jump up in price. It went up to okay, let me just reiterate this. We just saw a Russian guy dump like 12 of these. They've now since disappeared, so at least that happened. But yeah, it does appear someone jumped in and bought out a chunk of them. 16. So 16 have been bought. Actually, I think it's 23. 23 have been bought in the past hour. So I don't know how much quantity it had before, but we can see, because it's on the front page, loads of people quickly jumped in, bought out stock, and yeah, when it's on the front page, it usually means it has a lot of activity, a lot of sales, a lot of purchases. So yeah, and yes, the furnace is in fact an extra late pick. Micro minted gold boonie hat, minted gold beard. Just put that aside. Come on. So yeah, this did have an impact on these, and the fact that this was accepted. I wouldn't be surprised if we start to see even more dungeon skins being made. What's next, Mr. Stepan? Where's that rug? Where's the double doors? Where's the sheet metal door? Where's the what was I going to say? You could make a locker. Locker would be all right. But I honestly think if you could take those skulls and that wall, the brick wall, and put it on a rug, we can cover our entire base on the inside with rugs like that, and it would look as if our whole base is like the dungeon. Stepan, that is a golden idea, but it might decrease the value of the heart rugs. So leave it for a year. Never mind. It's all good. So yeah, there's definitely some more potential creative ideas for this. Let's see. But yeah, that furnace. The furnace is something I'm worried about, and I literally talked about furnaces just not too long ago, because we just had a what was it? We had a Lunar New Year furnace, didn't we? And I had to sit there and say, right, guys, this is what I think. No, we had the corrupted furnace, and surprise, surprise, below its Rustal price. Guys, I have seen the bad times before with 2022. I saw all of these furnaces below their Rustal price. And I fully expect it to happen all over again, and I fully expect it to happen to every single new furnace skin as well. They will all go below their Rustal price at some point. But when we rebound and go through post-Christmas again, all of them will jump back up in price. So if you're going to sit there and say, Hedge, should I just buy that dungeon furnace? No, I'd rather just do a buy order. That's the answer, I believe, because I don't think it's going to hold up very well. It might look very cool. We have seen it. We saw this a month ago. We did it during our Saturday skin showcase. Let me remind you, this is an extra late pick. All of these other skins were typical. They were all from TGG's list. But this came out, this was submitted a month ago. So, yeah. That right there is not something I think will hold its value when the bad times happen. So I'd rather just do maybe a $1.50 buy order. It's abnormal. We'll save that for abnormals night. Let's put that aside. Let's move on to the next one. So we already talked about the AK earlier. Let's talk about the crossbow. El Diablo, not surprised. Eros, you keep getting your skins accepted. What magical powers do you have? Honestly, Eros, you should probably move. You should probably make some. You should probably make some deplorables, because he's been trying his best to get his. Where is it? If I go to here, I can't do it. He's tried to make Cybercode tier 3 and hoodie and pants, but they haven't been accepted. Probably because this was accepted this week. Honestly, I think he could try and make some interesting deplorables with the likes of his Cybercode collection and whatnot. I think that would go very nicely. But with this El Diablo collection, he's been very successful. Like I said, they keep being accepted. He somehow has this magic power to do this. So what I'm going to sit here and say is, let's just take a look at the crossbow skins. The crossbow skins, they do nicely when times are good. They do badly when times are bad. Be careful. This came out not too long ago, and it's not doing very nicely at the moment, is it? I don't want to rush into buying this. I will leave it out for a while, but just remember, pretty much all of these were below their Rustal price for a very long time, and then when times were good, they all shot back up again. So when loads of people play in the game, you tend to see prices do well. But I am noticing player count starting to go down now. So be wary of that. Be wary of that. So with this, it's nice, but it's not going to last. And this most likely won't be holding its value. So be careful. Be cautious. Let's wait it until Wednesday or Thursday, then make a decision whether it's a good idea to jump in and buy. And then lastly, we have a continuation of the Wasteland Collection. Wasteland Collection's doing very nicely. I honestly think they should consider making some deplorables, because then with the wiring, cut up wiring and whatnot, at least it would make sense. What are the wires for, Andre? What are the wires for? I just hit my mouse, my mic. Sorry about that. Sorry. Anyway, first tools to be accepted this year, I believe. Let's just quickly double check. How long have we waited since the last ones? The last last hatchet and pickaxe to be accepted was back in August. Wow, it's been almost 6 months. Well, it's a start. Cool looking design, but as you can see, negative, positive, negative. Yeah, you get the idea. Not a very good investment. And then you look at the pickaxe. Pickaxe might be different. I don't think so, but let's just go take a real quick look. And it's negative, positive, negative. Yeah. So, yeah, probably not a good idea. So, that was pretty clear and straightforward, wasn't it? So, now we've talked about all the skins properly, we need to sit here and say, if you had to spend money to buy something, what would I personally put my money towards? Gentlemen, at the moment, I don't know, because it is awkward. Much like with what we talked about Valentine's last week, I just don't really have a lot of faith at the moment, because I think less and less people are playing the game. Not to say it's a disaster, but we're going to see that downtrend now. Downtrend of less people playing, that means less people buying skins and using them and whatnot. So, I think it might be the control panel locker, simply because I think that has a very nice future. It looks really cool, and with its price, I can see it reasonably holding that price. Locker skins, when they do bad, as in when they go below their rust or price, they only go down by like 5%. Outer Planets Locker, during the bad times last year, it only went down by like at worst 10%. And then afterwards it bounced back up and went up to about 33% positive. Do remember that had like 30,000 plus sales, so it's a bit of a struggle for it to go up in price very quickly. That control panel locker looks awesome. I feel like a lot of people would want to have it in their base. It glows in the dark, it's helpful, it's useful, perfect creative idea. I think that's the winner of the week. Compared with everything else, there's too much cautious, worrying things. I worry we're probably going to still see loads of sheet metal doors this year. Furnaces aren't reliable. We are seeing far too many garage doors. We've had 6 so far this year after 7 rotations. One of them included is the Twitch drops. Don't forget about that one. And then, yeah. It's awkward. But, again, the smarter you are in regards to all the context, the better. And if you can understand with what I'm saying, like, I wouldn't be surprised in the slightest if the peak player count for March is going to be pretty low, unless we do have a big fat update. And as of now, from what I can hear, it sounds like we're going to have some interesting things with drones, turrets, and basically computing stuff. Will that be a big full fat update? I'm not 100% sure, but we'll see over the course of the next 2 weeks, won't we? So, just keep an eye on the skins, and don't forget, we also have our weapon barrel to keep an eye on. Also, remember, Dead Cells AK is being pumped. It's not actually worth that price. Come on, weapon barrel, where are you? Oh, weapon barrel, where are you? I might have to find him real quickly. Yep, gonna have to do that. Weapon barrel. Here we are. Weapon barrel. It's actually at its highest point. Like, it's actually doing very nicely. $15. Weapon barrel has not struggled. Weapon barrel is doing very, very nicely still. But I am starting to see a whole bunch of skins struggling at the moment. So yeah, this is very comfortably gone up by about 60% since the very end of October. From here to here is a 60% increase. So, yeah, it's not slowing down here. But with the amount of people playing the game at the moment starting to go down, and with the prices of certain skins, like with the small boxes, how at one point all of them were in the positive and now a good 10 of them are starting to go below their restore price, I'm seeing signs. So be prepared, be cautious, and be aware of the situation. Chat, do you have any questions now? Chat, do you have any questions that you might want to ask, whether it's based on this or just things in general? Do you have any questions, chat? Is there anything that you might have? Yep, Mr. Wazar has a question. And what is that? When is abnormals? Oh, come on, buddy. The abnormals appear at midnight, Thursday morning, UK time. I don't know where you are in the world, but if you can understand, when it's Wednesday night going into Thursday morning, when it's midnight, that is when abnormals appear currently. But next month in March, clocks will change, and it's going to go from midnight to 1 o'clock in the morning UK time. Who sold Zombie Cat for $200? Yeah, that's a pump. People have been pumping up the Zombie Cat. Apparently, someone actually bought one for $200. I don't know how that happened. But someone apparently went ahead and bought a zombie cap for $200. There was a massive pump. So I'm talking the price, the vast quantity were bought out, and then at some point someone actually went ahead and bought one for $200, and now, as you can see, the pump ended. And the prices aren't matching up to this. You look to the left, you look to the right. Does this equal fairly to that? Not really. It's not very close to it, is it? So, yeah, quite clearly sign of a pump. So be cautious and and always remember, when you see things like this happening, it's always usually a pump. But for some strange reason, someone actually went ahead and bought one for $200. I hope it was someone involved with the pump and not some random fool that actually thought these were randomly $200 for some reason. I do worry someone bought one of these because they thought it was worth $200, and that's very unfortunate. But hey, you still see the occasional person buying the Twitch trophy, so... Say if a big game were to get DLC big update in a few months, I take it would affect their player base a bit as well. So one thing I am always aware is when there's a big tournament going on for CSGO, when we get a huge amount of new content with CSGO, I tend to see a lot of people like to liquidate their Rust skins and put it towards CSGO. CSGO usually is the strongest economy in Steam, so lots of people like to put their money into that to make it safe and secure and all that. Of course, it has a lot more people playing it, and the economy is a whole lot bigger compared to Rust. But yeah, that's one thing I'd point out. We also have Summer Sale. Loads of people like to sell their skins to have money to then buy cheap games and whatnot. That's something that usually affects the prices of Rust skins. And yes. Yep, Wazar, I do see you. Hey, invested in a promising Rust item yesterday for $200, hoping my investment goes up soon. Oh, Primus, shut up. Will Wasteland Thompson rise up in price much? Own Coot, it's a slow burn. The Wasteland Thompson at the moment is quite comfortably in the positive, but it's going to be a slow burn, buddy. You know, a lot of the Thompson skins that came out halfway through the year last year and whatnot, they took a long time to really rise up in price. But just remember, just go take a look at those Thompson skin prices at the moment. They are ridiculous. But with the likes of the Zebra Thompson and the Retroblast Thompson, they did not have that much attention when they first came out. Now that's selling for $7.50 and that's selling for $5. Ridiculous. So yes, this might take quite some time to rise up in price. But I know, at the very end of 2023, this is probably going to double in price as well. That's why I bought 150 of them. I don't mind spending that money because I know eventually it will go up in price. It's like a bond. I put my money away, leave it for a long time, and when I want to cash out, I grab it, I sell it, I get the money, and a little bit more. So I'm happy with that. Cool. Anything else? Twitch Rivals Trophy or Zombie Cap Lamau? Oh, shut up. Don't start this. Don't trick people into buying silly things. How are you preparing for the major in May? Trust me, buddy, I don't think I have much to worry about. Let's just put it that way. Yeah, I sold so many things that I'm like, I'm good. It does look like I have 3 of my Steam accounts exhausted now, though. That's going to be a bit of a problem, I guess. But they have a lot of buy orders that happen throughout, like, post-Christmas and whatnot. And remember, I could easily just have some things bought on those accounts, trade them onto another account, sell the things that I bought from those accounts for the profit that they would get. No tax to lose if you trade the actual skin. So, all good. Yep. So, I think that's all good then, chat. So, thank you very much for watching today. YouTube, thank you very much. And don't forget, I have a whole bunch of links in my description. And feel free to come say hello on our Saturday Skin Showcase Twitch stream, which happens every Saturday. Usually starts around 9 PM UK time. I do that with Mr. Micro, so feel free to come ahead. How do you say it? step on by and say hello, something like that. What did I say? Come ahead. My brain. Seriously, I've been talking for too long. I will see you all later. Goodbye.